our first question is from
2-Bit Jesus.
Yeah.
Do you guys think the video game industry is trying to push consumers to buy 4K TVs with Xbox and Sony pushing 4K with their new hardware?
Duh.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, especially Sony.
Yeah, I mean, Sony has a vested interest in doing it
With
because
their
the rest
TVs.
Of the rest of their business sucks.
Yeah. I mean, they're obviously going to be like, hey, buy our Sony 4K TV for your Sony PlayStation 4.
I'm not really sure why Microsoft is.
Yeah, Microsoft's just like, hey, Sony's doing it.
I mean, I guess maybe they think 4K adoption over the next year will be more robust.
Yeah, I don't know.
when they release the Scorpio, it'll make sense.
Yeah.
And they just went ahead and did it with the S just to kind of get a leg up now.
Yeah, I mean...
Because, previously the Xbox One was not as powerful as the PS4.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a small gap, but it was still a gap. But now the Xbox One S is technically, I guess, the most powerful next-gen or the current-gen console now.
So, how much extra does 4K in these things cost these people? These companies?
The console?
Yeah.
Probably nothing.
Yeah. Kind of like memory in a phone. Like 32 gigabytes of memory does not equate a $500 price jump.
Yeah. Well, but it's the same thing with the hard drives. Like a Xbox One S with a 2 terabyte hard drive is like $500.
Yeah.
When you can get like the smaller one for like $200 cheaper.
Yeah.
So that's just a matter of them being jerks.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And wanted to charge more. But yeah, obviously Sony has a vested interest in pushing 4K television so they can get a new line of TVs out.
Yeah.
And then they can announce the Ultra HD 4K televisions. And then the Ultra 16Ks. And then, you don't even have to go to the movie theater anymore and watch their shitty reboots.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. No one did.
Ghostbusters was awful. 4K, it's been around... How long has 4K been around?
In consumer televisions?
Yeah.
A couple of years, but it's just now getting to where it's actually reasonably priced.
Yeah.
And it's like anything else. It's like any other
1080p TVs.
Yeah, anything else. Like 1080p's were completely out of consumers' range for a long time.
$2,000, $3,000 for a 30-inch TV.
And now it's like you would not buy anything lower than a 1080.
No.
And 4Ks when they first came out, it was like, wow, that's a ridiculous amount of money. I'm not paying $20,000 for television.
Yeah,
and now you can get one for like $2,000 or less.
I think I paid my most recent 32-inch 1080 TV for the game room was like $125.
Yeah,
the Vizio.
Yeah, and 5 years ago you would have been like
that'd have been like
it probably would have been like $500-$600.
Yeah.
That's like when I bought this. I got a 60-inch HD TV, 1080, whatever, and I paid $800 for it.
Yeah,
and
that would have been
6 years ago. That would have been several $1,000s. So 4K is going to come down in price over the next year, even more than it already has.
Yeah,
and obviously Sony has a vested interest
with her.
And I don't know why Microsoft's doing it, but I guess
just to
keep up with the Joneses.
Yeah,
because they know Sony's going to go that route, so they're not going to go like.
Yeah,
they don't want another HD DVD on their hands.
Oh my gosh, no, thank you. So yeah, they might kind of be trying to go that way. Will it work? If the TV prices come down?
It's the same thing like when the 360 came out, I didn't have an HD TV. I had a standard definition television.
Yeah,
there were some growing pains.
Yeah.
With that when it first happens, because there was games like Dead Rising that you couldn't read the type because you could not read it on a standard definition television.
Well, we played
even Mass Effect 2 had that same
Gears
issue.
On the
we played Gears on standard definition televisions for years.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. There's going to be people who are using it earlier than others.
Yeah.
But when that device comes out, or when those TVs catch up, because think of like the Scorpio. If it's out for if it is the standard for 4 years, like the PS4 and the Xbox One have been, 5 years from now, because it comes out in a year, and then 4 years after that. So within the next 5 years, could you see yourself buying a 4K television? Within the next 5 years,
maybe.
So you'll be in your 30s
in 5 years.
Yeah, within the next 5 years, I could see buying a new television. I don't know what I'm going to do with my old one. It's freaking massive.
Yeah, one of mine.
Within the next 5 years, the next 5 years, I could see a need to buy the new television. So you're going to want to have your console go ahead and be future-proof, because you don't want to be outclassed out the gate when your competitor is going to go to 4K because they have a vested interest to go 4K. Mm-hmm. So I guess that's why Microsoft's doing it. That's why Microsoft's doing it.
Yeah, Microsoft does not make TVs. Sony does.
Microsoft makes Windows.
Microsoft makes Windows.
Shitty Windows.
And not the good kind of windows that sun comes through.
Nope.